together now, you'll see just how this life is supposed to be. Come on.
Hey, what is shaking, everybody? Well, the trees are shaking, if you can see from the images I just showed you, and the leaves need raking. It's back from my radio days, we used to say that. Shaking the trees, raking the leaves. Okay, enough of that. Today we're talking about not being a victim. Now, let me be clear. There are times when you have been victimized. If you've been mugged or violently attacked, or you've been robbed, or something like that, then yes, you were victimized at one point in time. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what do you do after? And then for most of us, we haven't endured something as dramatic as a violent attack or something of that nature. What we're talking about in most cases is in everyday life, and especially when we're in conflict with someone, when we're arguing, we're usually racing to see who can get into the victim position first. Who can say, I'm the one who was wronged here. I owe this distinction to Gay Hendricks from the book, The Big Leap. He talks about this extensively, and it's really important to not allow yourself to get into a victim mindset, to always be looking for the victim role, because there are corollary benefits to that. They're not worth the trade-off. They're not worth what you give up. What you give up is your freedom, your capacity for joy. You don't want to give those things up so you can be a victim. So how do you not be a victim? Number one, you take 100% responsibility for your emotional state and your response to life. Now, you can't take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you because things happen to us we don't want to happen. We experience a breakup that wasn't our choice. We are diagnosed with a disease. We have a car accident that wasn't our fault. So many things happen. Natural disasters. These are things we didn't choose, didn't have any power to change. But what we do have power over is our emotional state and our response to the thing that happened. And even if it's a horrible, terrible thing and we're struck with grief that is uncontrollable for a time, it is for a time. So taking 100% responsibility for your mental state and for your response to whatever happens allows you to transcend being a victim and become instead a victor. Number two, the second step to not being a victim is stop racing for the victim position. Stop fighting for your victimhood. Stop trying to be the one who is hurt the most, the one who deserves the most sympathy. You don't want to be that person. Be a powerful person who owns your emotions and who owns your response to life and who can look at the other person if you're in conflict with someone and say, I understand how you would feel that way. How can I help? How can I make this better? What can I do? Because then you're a powerful person in a position to be of assistance, and you're in control of your emotional state, and you're taking responsibility for your life. And the third key to not living in a victim state is to realize that reinterpreting events in an empowering way actually changes the meaning of those events in your life. Now, it may not change the reality of what actually happened, but the way you interpret it changes everything about your response to what happened. You can either be a victim of what happened and suffer consequences, or you can be a victor through what happened and become someone who transcends circumstances and finds that all things are working out for your good. And I realize there are people watching who you've had something horrible happen, something terrible, and you ask yourself, or you ask me, maybe you're outraged, you're saying, you have no idea what you're talking about, Ray. You don't know how bad it is for me. Aren't you arguing for your victimhood? I'm not saying you're not hurting. I appreciate that. I'm empathetic to that. I will mourn with you. I'm saying don't stay there. Don't remain in the victim state. What do you think? Do you have an opinion about this? Do you have a story of transcending being victimized to becoming victorious? I'd love to hear it. Put it below. And if you would, I would be honored for you to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon when you do that. That way you'll get a notice every time I make a new video, which can either be uplifting for you or make you angry, and you can write an angry response. Just be politely angry. That's all I ask. Until next time, I pray that you have long life, that you are not a victim, and that you prosper wildly. See you soon.
Hey! You and me. Hey! Let's get together now, you'll see. Hey! Just how this life is supposed to be.